Hi, it's Tigo Venturi with Keller Williams Realty and the Venturi team. I wanted to do a deeper dive into 2017 sales in the Albuquerque area on residential housing. So the charts I'm going to show you here are all residential, both detached and attached residential housing units, and I've broken them down by price, and it kind of gives us an insight into what's happening in our market. So I'm going to look down here and go through these. So the first chart we're looking at here are closed sales, and these are broken down by four price ranges. We've got 150 and below, 150 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. I also have these broken down by the higher prices, 4 to 5, 5 to 7, and 7 and up. But let's start over here on the, if I can get there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. The closed sales, and some interesting data here is, first off, we had about a, let's say about 7% increase in the number of closed sales in 2017. And if we look at the different price range, you actually see in the 149 or the 150 and below, we actually had a decrease of about 6%. The 150 to 2, we had an 8%, so that actually outpaced. And that has a lot to do with the supply. And so if we look at the supply versus demand in those price ranges, you'll see that the ratios, now these numbers here we're looking at, the 2.6, 2.6, this is the smaller the number, the more tight the supply, the housing supply is. And so you can see in those 150 and under, 150 to 200 price ranges, we have very, very tight supply. And so what happened in 17, there were less and less of those $150,000 houses available, and so people started moving into the 150 to 200 range. And if we go back to the closed sales, let me just go back there. Again, you can see that number was down. It was up in the 150 to 2, it was up in the 2 to 3, and it was up in the 3 to 4. Now let's look at those higher price points too, because I think there's some pretty good information there. What you'll see in this 4 to 5 price range, we had a 25% increase in the number of homes sold. In the 5 to 7, we had a 30% increase. And in the 7 and above, we had a 33% increase. Now, the numbers aren't as big units-wise, so you can see in the 700 above, it was 169 units. However, if you look at the trend, it has been getting better when we look at that year over year, especially going back. So, every price range you can see on these charts. Now, this is an annualized chart, but it gives you an idea of that, all these price ranges, at least in these higher end, the number of homes selling are going up. Now, let's look at the higher price ranges and the month supply. We go over here. Oh, I'm almost in the way. No, but we can see it. So month supply of inventory, you can see has been going down, just like we saw in the other price points. However, it's still higher. 5 month supply, 8 month supply, 15 month supply in these price ranges when you get 400 and above. And what that means is, So the story goes, 5 month supply, 6 month supply is a balanced market. There's good supply, there's plenty to choose from, there's buyers out there. Once you get over 6 month supply, you're still trending toward a buyer's market. There's just more homes available than there are buyers out there. And you can see when we get over 500 in our market, that still seems to be the case. However, if we jump back to those other price points, and we look at month supply, now you'll see, again, we looked at this earlier, you can see the trend. It's been going down a lot. But really everything 400 and below, let's say 300 and below, let's call it a seller's market. Again, all those terms are just kind of relative. It really depends on the neighborhood and the area and what's going on. So just kind of give you an idea of what happened. So that's a quick overview of just, kind of a big picture. I was trying to break it down by price so you get a better idea of where we've been. And of course, where we're going it looks like those lower price points, demand is going to stay high. In January now, we've already seen a lot of activity in our market. It seems early. Usually it's a little slower this time of year, but I mean, it is always slower in January, but this year seems pretty strong. So going into the late winter here and into spring. You can already start talking about spring. That's fun. It's been pretty mild winter here though for this year, but it looks like real estate market is going to stay healthy. Interest rates, although they've bumped up a little bit recently, are still really good. 4.25. Great interest rate. So if we can help you at all, let us know. You might be wondering what this whole big microphone rig is here. We do a radio show on KIVA Radio, Kiva here in Albuquerque every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. You can listen on 93.7 or on abq.fm. In fact, there, abq.fm. It's the Fox News affiliate here in Albuquerque. So if you want to hear more about real estate in Albuquerque, 93.7 FM every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Have a good one.